Hey YouTube, simple video today. So we brought back a little overhead camera just to make things a little bit easier so you can kind of see some of the cards. I did get a little bit of mail in this week. There's a bunch of stuff I was kind of waiting on, but a couple of things did come in, so I'm going to share those with you. It's going to be entirely focused on the Modano collection. We've added some pieces today, especially some of that late 90s stuff that I've been trying to fill out. So I'll show this to you. Today was actually a pretty nice day overall outside. Everybody kind of stayed pretty responsible. I was actually very impressed for the most part, but a couple of people did hang out outside with appropriate distancing, of course. But yeah, we all wanted to kind of get a little bit of sunshine because it had been the first day in a while where the weather was kind of starting to feel proper. It's been unseasonably cool this spring so far, so today was a really nice day with the sun shining. Apparently tomorrow is going to be a nice day as well, so I expect that a couple of people will try to venture out and take a little bit of a walk at the very least. Even if you can stay distant from people, at the very least you can get out, get a walk and get some air and get a little bit of sunshine. Hopefully things are going well wherever you are. So let's do the pickups here. We'll keep this one short. And I've got I've already pre-recorded the. I was going to push the video for the parallel showcase for baseball into next week, but what I might do is I might do that on Sunday. I've already recorded it, so I'm just going to finish editing it up, and then I'll do a little intro with my usual rambling stuff, and then I'll include the showcase, just so we got a little bit of those two things. So anyway, as far as kind of oddballs, first I've got this. So this is from Esso. This is a gas station here in Canada. Although I think they're international in some cases, but anyway, for sure in Canada. So these were Olympic hockey. So this is the French version. So you got that. And these are very flimsy cardboard, by the way. And then you got the English version. So these are two Modano ones for Olympic hockey heroes from Team USA. It's got a little basic stuff with some stats. So this came out in 97, 98. Again, like I mentioned before, my favorite year of hockey cards, but that's more of an oddball issue. Sticking to the kind of oddball issue category, you got this one, 1996. These are the stamps, Pro Stamps. Another one that's required, so it is a USA 1996 Mike Modano Pro Stamp, and you can see that is something you could peel off and use, but it's not valid, so I wouldn't. It's kind of a weird issue. Next couple are kind of some regular cards here, so I'll show them to you. So this is from Atomic 2002. So this is a Core Players insert. Kind of a simple card, nothing crazy. I got this as part of a lot with a dealer. When you can find a nice little lot of some inexpensive cards, then you can save quite a bunch on shipping. So they have $3 flat shipping, so I grabbed a bunch from them. This one was also part of that. I mentioned that in my hockey parallels video. So this is the red. This is 97, 98 Paramount, and it is the red version. And this one's great because this one's actually going to fill in the binder. But this is, I think this completes it for 97, 98 Paramount, which is a great pickup for me. Okay, so this one's 97, 98 as well. This is Donruss Priority. These are the stamps, and this is the gold one. So there's a bronze, a silver, and then this is the gold to kind of finish off that little mini run. Nothing too crazy as far as that's concerned, but they had a very post-related theme. Why Ghana for the $35 stamp, I don't know, but there you go. So this Mike Modano Stamps Gold from Donruss Priority. I also mentioned this one in the video as well. So this is the base version of 98.99. This is Upper Deck, Frozen in Time. So I actually do have the immediate parallel to this, the silver one. I am missing the bronze one, but that one's out of 25, so that's a toughie. But this one was a simple one that had eluded me in my collection for years. It's one of those things where sometimes you'll get one of those deals where you can get those deals where you're trying to save on shipping, and you find stuff like this to fill it in, and you actually need one of those. This one's a nice one. So this is 96, 97 Select Certified, and this is the red version. Not the mirror red, but the regular red, and it is indeed very red. So with this one, I'm missing just a handful. I'm missing the blue version of this. I believe the mirror, I want to say the mirror blue version of this, but I have to double check my binder again. And then the press proof, or the artist proof, I should say. The artist proof shouldn't be tough to find, and the blue I have actually got sitting in a ComC order, so that should be fine. The only one is going to be that mirror. It's either mirror red or mirror blue, but I'll have to double check the binder. This next one's kind of interesting. It's going to look very like a fairly normal card, but I think I've got this correctly identified. So it's got a little bit of a weird texture to it. So this is the 96-97 Score Golden Blades. I believe this is the winner's version. So you got Golden Blades there, and one of them is the winners, and the other one I think is the one that's called Punched. So I'm assuming this is the winners. I'm not really sure, but it does say Golden Blades on the back, so that's what helps you identify it a little bit, and it does have kind of a texture to it. So it is a variation on the regular scorecard. I have to kind of read up a little bit on the backstory of what these pertain to, but it was another one for the collection in that late 90s category. Next one is NHL Hockey Aces, 95-96. The Three of Diamonds. It is literally just a hockey playing card. But another one I need for the collection. I think I've got all the NHL Aces now. This one's the Pinnacle Fantasy insert. Another one of a multitude of kind of inexpensive inserts from this time period. Nothing crazy. Neat looking card anyway. Another one off the list. This is another one in the category of just a regular base card that I've been missing for a really long time. So this is 9798 Leaf. This is the Gamer subset, and I got several parallels of it, but I needed the regular version. So now I have that. This one's a nice little variant. So this is the Top Stadium Club. So it's the Extreme Corps subset, but this is the members only version. So you can see the little stamp there. So that one is a little bit tougher. It is a cool looking card. There is another regular version of this as well, but then this is the members only version, which is a little bit more limited, a little tougher to come by. But if you just looked at it from the back here, it would look the same, but that one little stamp makes a big difference. Cool looking card. This one is a Pacific Revolution. This is the 98 All-Star Game. Die cut. I actually really like the All-Star jersey from that year. It's pretty cool. Nice little die cut card to add to the collection. This is also Donruss Priority. So this is not really a limited card at all. A bunch of the other ones I have are much tougher, but for some reason I didn't have the direct deposit, even though I've actually opened a couple of boxes of this product after the fact years later. So I was missing this one. These are numbered to 3,000. Which isn't too tough these days, but they had a lot of inserts in that 2,500, 3,000 range. So like I said, not too difficult, but it had eluded me for some reason up until this point. Okay, the next three cards are not exactly tough, but they are pretty shiny and pretty interesting looking. So the first one you have is this one. So this is the All-Star Honors, and I want to say, let me see if I can get it right here, 2002 Crown Royale, so this is the All-Star Honors. But just look at that background. I wanted to do the overhead so that I could have the light directly in front of it, so I could try to give you a little bit of a sense of it. And hopefully that's coming off on your end of it. It is really psychedelic. There's a lot going on there. You got these crowns going on here, and it's hard to read, but there's actually says Mike Modano here. You got the All-Star Honors on the bottom. But then you move it around and you get the light on it at various angles, and it goes crazy. That's why you need the proper lighting for some of these in order to capture it properly. One other thing I'll try to do is, hopefully I've got it on the screen, but I put my Instagram on there just because I take pictures of cards like this, because sometimes it's not always the high-end cards, is what I'll say to you, just as kind of a general message here. Sometimes it's cards like this that are a little bit underappreciated. I hadn't had the chance to look at this one, but then I got it in the mail and I started looking at it, and it was absolutely crazy. I love that. And this would be my highlight as far as the less rare ones, but there's a couple here that I'm going to show you as well. So that's really cool. This one's a little bit more plain, but not really. So this is the 94-95 Score Platinum. And hopefully you can get a sense of a nice rainbow shine this one's got going on as well. So I kept these three, I kept this one and the next one to the end, just so that you can get a little bit of a sense. So that one is a little bit more straightforward. It is kind of a refractor, so this is Platinum Team Set. Not super rare, but very cool looking. Now I've got one more here that I'm going to show you that's in that shiny category as well. And then I'm going to finish off with two kind of really cool cards, and I'll give you a little background on those. But this is the third from the last. And this one made the Instagram feed because look at that thing. That is absolutely nuts. And you have to really move it around and get a lot of position and to get the angle on it. But that is a great looking card. And the point I made when I was showing this card, and I was able to get just the right angle so that it shows like a whole rainbow spectrum, because you can angle it just in such a way to get that. The point I was making is that, you know, the Beckett value, and we'll use it in quotation marks, the Beckett value on this is about $6, which in and of itself is, you know, it's not too crazy. And I was able to get it for a whopping $3 Canadian. And it was included as part of this order, so I got flat rate shipping. So realistically, I basically paid $3 for this card. But as far as kind of entertainment value I'm getting from moving the card around here, it's pretty much up there. And of course it continues, kind of the theme. I think this is 95-96 Summit. And this is the, sorry, let me try not to drop that. So this is the Summit Ice. So they do label it there. Not numbered, not super limited, but a really good looking card. And that is very nice right there. So you can see, like, you know, you can take your pick. Like, there's no wrong answer, but both of these have really crazy shine on them. The rainbow thing with the little sparkles here did it for me a little bit, but I gotta be honest, this is a close second here with the All-Star Honors, although I don't think you can go wrong. So I loved having these as pickups this week. Okay, to finish off, I'm gonna do the most limited card in the pickup, and then also I'm gonna do a card that, honestly, multiple times, and maybe this is probably what I'll talk about on the Sunday video, multiple times, I swear I thought I already had it, turned out I didn't, and for that reason, it had technically eluded me in the collection, but now I've added it. So let's take a look at this one first. So this is from 2002, 2003, in the game used. So from Be a Player at the time. So this is the in the game used stick and jersey of Mike Modano. So you've got that. 2002, 2003, Be a Player in the game used series. So I've got a number of these from this series, including the different Modano's jersey cards and such. Now, why is this significant? So the thing is, this is the gold version. And you can tell just by the foil on here and kind of this thing going on here, just the way it looks. Now, it's kind of subtle, to be honest with you. This is where in the game really didn't do a good job, in my opinion. Like, you wouldn't know. Like, it's if you were just collecting this, you would say, oh, okay, stick jersey Modano, two-color kind of swatch here, and then nice looking piece of the stick, and that's all well and good. And all of these cards were under 100 originally as far as the stick jerseys. But the thing is, the gold version is actually out of 10. And you wouldn't know that by looking anywhere on this thing. Now, the seller did know it was out of 10, but enough time's gone by that the market on these isn't too crazy. That's why I say the whole boost in the sports card market. Michael Jordan, certainly. You know, Ken Griffey Jr. cards, some of them, certainly. There's some select cards, but I promise you, the market of Modano's hasn't gone up that much. So I was able to get this for a pretty fair price. I was happy with it. And I was glad to add this one to my collection with the silver one. And I'm sure at some point I'll do a showcase with some of these in the game used, because the 2003-4, I've got nearly a complete run of all the different cards available, but there are some definite limited ones missing. But as far as stuff like this is concerned, I definitely want to pick it up where I can. So that's the gold version, well, not numbered, but limited to 10. Okay, so to finish it up, so I've already established, this last one is not the shiniest card I have. I already showed you those. It is not the most limited card that I have in this pickup. I showed you that one. So then what's left? What could possibly be included as the final card? It was a card where I think they got the design right. And it falls right into that mid to late 90s sweet spot that I've been advocating for in the last several videos. But this one, honestly, I thought I already had it, but and I was kind of embarrassed when I realized I didn't, so I had to pick it up where I could. So this is the 95-96 Pinnacle Zenith Z-Team. Again, I'm in the state with a card like this where I have to try to tilt it around a little bit to try to get the effect. Hopefully the camera's picking it up okay. But you can see there, the etch foiling on this thing is fantastic. And these were always really great looking cards. A great set, great design, and even the back is kind of reflective a little bit as well. So you got a nice Z-Team there. So there are 18 cards in this set, and honestly this would be a set that I would be happy to put together. But for now, the Modano will do for me, because that was really the one that was missing kind of a gaping hole in my collection of that mid-90s, because frankly, like I said, I thought I had it several times. I kind of convinced myself I had it, but then when I went looking through my checklist, I realized, nope, still a glaring omission. Well, that's been resolved. Now I've taken care of that. Now I can kind of be happy moving on to some other pieces that I definitely have to pick up. Sorry about that. I wanted to make sure that I finished this up. So anyway, you can definitely see from that this kind of shine that's going on. So that right there is a very appropriate one to finish this pickup video with. So I'll put some of the kind of the highlights together here for you. So as far as shiny cards are concerned, like look at that. You can see from the distance here. And look at that. Nice. And let me see. What else should I put on here? How about this one? I just like the red. Some nice pickups for sure. So in total, these additions put me to 1,252 different Mike Modano cards. So hopefully I put that on the screen somewhere. A significant number, because my goal, I believe, when I set at the beginning of the year was to get to 1,400, and I've made some pretty good progress on it. And there's more on the way. I tried to stay in the responsible. Like I said, this was a $3 card, and this was a $3 card, and this was like a $3 or $4 card. That these two were a little more expensive, obviously. This is out of 10, and this one is a tough card that definitely goes for a decent price when it can. But for the most part, I tried to stay pretty responsible. I didn't go too far off the deep end, and saving on shipping was a big time help as well. But one of the things you notice if you haven't already like built up the entire collection, like Modano has 5,500 different cards, and I've got about 1,252, like I said. So there's plenty of room left over for cards like this, where there's some awesome looking cards that don't necessarily have to break the bank. So it won't always be the big Grail cards, but sometimes it is fun to enjoy cards like this, even in addition to some of the rare stuff and some of the stuff that definitely was a Grail when I was younger. So I'll leave it at that. Thanks very much as always for watching. I will include a little bit of baseball content in the next video. If you have any comments or questions, I'd be happy to reply to those as well. And we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks.